Hi there, welcome to Coriole. My name's Duncan Lloyd, winemaker here at Coriole Vineyards.
And I'm Peter, Duncan's brother.
Today we're looking at a couple of our vintage 2021 estate wines. So our Shiraz and our Cabernet Sauvignon. Some of the Shiraz, so 2021 was our 51st release of this wine, coming from the vineyards planted here at Coriole. So great heritage and a pretty amazing year with some fantastic results.
Not too dissimilar to the 1970 vintage, Duncan.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly.
If I go back to the record books, yeah.
Well, that 1970 claret, as it was labelled, has that beautiful balance. It was never a big wine, probably 13% alcohol maybe, and but just beautiful, medium to full-bodied, and so this wine probably in 50 years isn't going to be too dissimilar, in that it's just got beautiful poise, and it's not a big wine by any means. It's just beautifully even and gorgeously perfumed and lovely cohesive tannin. 2021 vintage was spectacular. The world was in chaos. If I was up dealing with restaurant matters or cellar door matters, and we had density restrictions and COVID here and COVID there, and to come down to the winery, which is normally at vintage pretty chaotic, that year it was just bliss. It was beautifully calm and even, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, part of that might have been the contrast, but even though we had a reasonable size vintage in 2021, it was one of those vintages where everything flowed beautifully, fruit was just coming off fantastic, so it was quite, as a winemaker, it was sort of quite a, dare I say, easy vintage, but we talk about that balance, and it really was that natural balance in 2021. These wines really made themselves in a way in terms of all the blending and final blending decisions, because there are about 8 or 9 different separate vineyards that sort of go into this estate Shiraz, but yeah, it was a much simpler process blending those together this year. And like you say, it's got this perfume and lift and vibrancy, but it's also got that that sort of earthiness and mulberry and dark fruits, and then just beautiful long kind of supple tannins. So really approachable but fantastic wine for the cellar.
Similar to maybe, I think about recent vintages, forget about 1970, but maybe 2012 or 2016 shares some similarities. Probably not the heft and ripeness of 19, but for us, really the pitch perfect Coriole Shiraz style that we're looking for. So
yeah, I think it does very well, particularly this side at Coriole. You just have that beautiful balance of earthiness and dark fruit, but that extra perfume, it really highlights a great vintage.
See how I subtly poured that to speed us up, to stop us waffling? Yeah. So this is because we could, bang on about that wine for hours and hours, because we're very proud of it. Next up is the estate Cabernet Sauvignon, which again is probably, I don't know when we first released a straight Cabernet Sauvignon, but it probably was in 70 or 71. So again, it's 50 years or 51 years of working with this variety at this site, and I guess the thing really about the 21 Cabernet Sauvignon is its immediate fragrance. It's just so lifted and perfumed.
Yeah, that straight from the glass, it is just leaping out. It takes me back to the Cabernet ferments. They're so distinctive. When they arrive in the winery, we start doing a fair bit of Shiraz, and then as soon as you get a Cabernet ferment in the winery, you can just smell it throughout the whole winery. It's quite incredible, and this just takes me straight back. It's perfumed, it's got violets, it's rose, it's really lifted, so a really exciting variety from 2021 as well.
Similar in body probably to the Shiraz, and again a wine that is medium to full body just. It's certainly not a full rich ripe expression. It's very varietal, and a great option for 10, 15 plus years in the cellar. It'll age very gracefully.
Yeah, just packed full of that sort of blackberry fruit, a little bit of kind of tobacco coming through now, and compared to the Shiraz, the tannins just have a little bit more grip, a little bit more presence, but it's the trademark of Cabernet, and yeah, will be fantastic over the next 10, 15 plus years. So two very exciting wines off the estate at Coriole from 2021.
So I encourage you to try and put a few bottles away because you will certainly be rewarded. Thanks for listening. Cheers.